Today's topic is a role of different regions of nervous system in maintenance of posture. So it can be investigated experimentally in animal, for example, animal like cat, by producing transaction in the neura axis at various level. So there is a role of spinal cord, there is a role of brain stem, role of midbrain, role of cerebellum, and a role of basal ganglia to maintain posture. And function of this all structure we can observe by transecting these structures. Okay, so transaction of this spinal cord. Okay, so it is known as a spinal animal. Okay, so spinal animal can be produced by transaction in the spinal cord at cervical region. Okay, and respiration is maintained artificially by respiratory pump. Okay, spinal animal. And also we can make this type of animal by transaction at mid thoracic region. In this condition, artificial respiration is not required. It is because origin of phrenic nerve in mid thoracic region, then diaphragmatic respiration continues, so artificial respiration is not required. Then effect of spinal cord transaction we have already discussed. They are described in three stage of spinal shock, stage of reflex activity, and stage of reflex failure. Posture in spinal animal during stage of reflex activity. All postural reflexes are absent due to involvement of upper motor neurons. Only basic stage reflex and supporting reflexes are present. Postural characteristics of spinal animal. Stage reflex and supporting reaction are present, but they are weak and cannot support the weight of the animal. Muscle tone written first in flexor muscle, so flexor become less hypotonic than extension, producing paraplegia in flexion. Now, what is the role of brain stem in maintenance of posture? So it can be studied by preparing bulbospinal animal or decerebrate animal. So how this preparation is developed or formed? Brainstem is transected at intercollicular level between superior and inferior colliculi. Okay, so in this figure you can see this is cerebellum. Okay, this is brainstem. Okay, midbrain, pons, and medulla. Okay, so now this cerebellum is connected by means of peduncles, and here there is a superior collicular and inferior colliculi. Okay, so bulbospinal animal formed by transaction at intercollicular level between superior and inferior colliculi. So here, so we have to transact at this level. Okay, so it is known as a bulbospinal animal or decerebrate animal. So what are the characteristic features after preparing this type of animal? There is a development of decerebrate rigidity, no spinal shock, postural reflexes are present which have their integration center in spinal cord or medulla or pons. Stretch reflex is strongly positive, and positive supporting reaction elicited by application of pressure on the pads of finger or toes, and joints are locked. Negative supporting reaction can be elicited by passive plantar flexion, which releases the limbs from positive reaction. cross extension reflex can be demonstrated when one forelimb is flexed, other forelimb is adjusted. Tonic neck and tonic labyrinthine reflex are present. Writing reflexes are absent. Therefore, animal can stand on its forelegs, but slight displacement causes animal to topple over. Now, what is decerebrate rigidity? It refers to marked increase in the tone of extensors. So, characteristic features are hyperextension of all the forelimbs, dorsiflexion or hyperextension of tail and head, extreme hyperextension or of the spine. It is known as the opisthotonus. It produces concave configuration of back. Animal can be made to stand on forelimbs, but it is easily toppled by slight pulls. Postural reflexes can be elicited. Okay, so in this figure you can see decerebrate rigidity. Okay, so this is opisthotonus, hyperextended means spine, then dorsiflexion or hyperextension of tail and head. Okay, hyperextension of tail and head. Okay, all the forelimbs are extended. Okay, so these are the characteristic features of decerebrate rigidity in animal. Now, types of decerebrate rigidity. Depending upon the mode of production, the decerebrate rigidity is of two types: classical decerebrate rigidity and ischemic decerebrate rigidity. So now, what is classical decerebrate rigidity? It refers to the rigidity which occurs following transaction of brainstem at intercollicular level. It is produced by means in this condition there is an exaggerated stretch reflex due to increased activity of gamma motor neurons. So how this decerebrate rigidity is produced, and in this condition, as we know, that there is an increased activity of gamma motor neuron. So in this figure you can see this is functional facilitatory reticular formation. Okay, and this is inhibitory reticular formation. Okay, now this inhibitory reticular formation, it is intrinsically inactive. It is only active when it receives impulses from basal ganglia, cerebral cortex and cerebellum. So positive influence coming from this structure, and then it becomes active. Okay, inhibitory reticular formation, and it has inhibitory effect over gamma motor neuron. Now facilitatory reticular formation, okay, it receives facilitatory influence from ascending sensory stimuli as well as from corticobulbar extrapyramidal projection. Okay, so this is the normal control of gamma motor neuron. Okay, now what happens in decerebrate rigidity? So when there is a transaction between superior and inferior colliculi, okay, so these connections are cut, okay, between basal ganglia, cerebral cortex and cerebellum. Okay, so these structures and inhibitory reticular formation. Okay, so these connections are cut. So positive influence over intrinsic reticular formation is now stopped. Okay, and as we know that intrinsic reticular formation is intrinsically inactive. Okay, it requires stimulation from this structure. Okay, so now this inhibitory reticular formation is inhibited. Okay, there is no inhibitory influence over gamma motor neuron. Now this side facilitatory reticular formation, after cutting this fiber corticobulbar extrapyramidal projection, it still receive facilitatory influence from ascending sensory stimuli. Okay, and now this facilitatory formation becomes hyperactive, and it has facilitatory influence over gamma motor neuron. Okay, so it leads to increased activity of gamma motor neuron because of this inhibition from IRF. and it leads to increased spindle activity, muscle spindle activity, and that's why there is a rigidity of muscle occurs, spasticity of muscle occurs, and there is a clasp knife reflex. Okay, so rigidity observed after classical decerebration is actually a form of spasticity. When spastic muscle is stretched passively, initially there is a great resistance by the muscle, and if still more force is used, then resistance suddenly disappears. It is because of development of inverse stretch reflex. Okay, and this type of response is known as a clasp knife effect. Okay, so initial intense resistance is due to exaggerated stretch reflex, and sudden decrease in resistance due to activation of inverse stretch reflex or Golgi tendon reflex. In humans, similar plasticity is seen in the extensor of lower limb and flexor of upper limb in patients with hemiplegia due to vascular lesion in internal capsule leading to destruction of pyramidal and extrapyramidal tracts. Now, another type of decerebrate rigidity is ischemic decerebrate rigidity. It is obtained by ligating common carotid artery and basilar arteries, in which cerebral cortex is rendered ischemic and it becomes non-functional. Rigidity observed is due to disinhibition of alpha motor neurons. So exaggerated alpha motor neuron discharge, and there is an increased motor neuron alpha motor neuron drive result in direct stimulation of extrafusal fibers, leads to alpha rigidity. Okay, so this rigidity is not lost by deafferentation. So there is a difference between classical decerebrate rigidity and ischemic decerebrate rigidity. Classical one produced by transaction of brain stem between superior and inferior colliculi, and ischemic decerebrate rigidity is produced by ligating both common carotid arteries and basilar artery at the junction of pons and medulla. Now, in classical decerebrate rigidity, rigidity observed is type of spasticity which exhibit clasp knife effect. In ischemic, rigidity produced is due to marked muscle tone which does not exhibit clasp knife effect. Here, rigidity is mainly due to increased activity of gamma motor neurons, hence also called gamma rigidity. In ischemic, increased alpha motor neuron activity, hence called alpha rigidity. In classical decerebrate rigidity, deafferentation means cutting off posterior nerve root abolishes the rigidity and proving that it is a reflex in origin. In ischemic decerebrate rigidity does not abolish the rigidity and indicating that hypertonia is induced directly and not reflexly. Local injection of procaine into nerve trunk reduces the spasticity. In ischemic one does not reduce rigidity. Classical rigidity, systemic administration of chlorpromazine reduces spasticity, but in ischemic there is no effect. In classical, removal of anterior lobe of cerebellum increases rigidity, but in ischemic there is no effect. So these are the differences between classical and ischemic decerebrate rigidity. Now, role of basal ganglia. Okay, decorticate animal. So decorticate animal is one in whom the whole cerebral cortex is removed, but the basal ganglia and brainstem are left intact. So what are the postural characteristics of decorticate animal? There is a moderate rigidity. It is a present due to loss of cortical area that inhibits spinal gamma motor neuron discharge via reticular formation. It is seen only when animal is at rest. It commonly occurs on the hemiplegic side after hemorrhage or thrombosis in the internal capsule. Decorticate animal does not have such intense hypertonia as in decerebrate preparation. This is because basal ganglia activate descending inhibitory reticular formation and thereby it prevents hypertonia. So typical posture of decorticate animal, Okay, this A1 A uh, showing D cerebral rigidity. Okay, B, C, and D. Okay, it is D cortical type of rigidity. So here there is a full extension of leg, arm lying across the chest with semi flexion at elbow, slight pronation of arm, and flexion of wrist and fingers. Now, postural reflexes in decortical man or animal can be elicited. For example, typical neck reflex, writing reflex, postural reflex, which are seriously disturbed by decortication, are hopping reaction and placing reaction. Role of midbrain in posture maintenance. It is observed by mesencephalic animal or high decerebrate animal. Brainstem is transected at the rostral border of midbrain. Characteristic features are decerebrate rigidity, no spinal shock, walking movement can be reflexly performed, writing reflex present, pupillary light reflex and nystagmus can be elicited. Thank you.